So now we're gonna focus on putting on socks. And I'm gonna demonstrate how I want you to do that.
Alright.
Okay? So, here's your sock. With your unaffected arm, you're just gonna put your hand inside the sock and you're gonna extend your fingers. And what we'll do is we'll actually take your left leg and we're gonna put your left leg up and over your right leg. You're gonna take your hand, put it inside the sock, extend it, and you're gonna place the palm of your hand on the tip of your toes so that the sock can go underneath your toes. And you're gonna just shimmy it on just enough. When you have it on, then we can pull down side, side, side so that it goes, we can adjust it so that it's over the toes and then over your heel. Okay? So here's your sock. Now before you do your sock, what I would like you to do is with your unaffected arm, I would like you to grab your left leg, bring it up and over so that your ankle's resting on top of your knee. Wonderful. Take that take your unaffected arm, put your fingers in the top of the sock, and extend those fingers out. Good?
Yep.
Perfect. So now remember, when you go and you put it on your foot, you want to make sure that the palm of your hand is on the tip of your toes, so it's on the top portion of your foot. Then you won't have to turn your sock and spin your sock as you're putting it on.
Like that?
Yep, just like that. So go ahead and put it right over.
This part's tricky.
Yep, and that's okay. If you have to, you put your hand back in there. Sometimes it's going to take several attempts and several tries to get it down. There you go, and you just pull side to side. So you're just pulling that sock on. Make sure you adjust it at your toes so that it's comfortable, it doesn't irritate, and pull it up and over your heel.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead and take your unaffected arm and I want you to hold onto your leg and I want you to put your leg back into position on the ground. And then you can do the same with your right. If it's easier to bring that leg and put it up on your knee, go ahead. If you can bend down and put it on, whichever way is easier and more comfortable for you.
This way is definitely easier.
Good, and that's what you want. You want to do what's easier so that you're not exerting as much energy. Perfect, up and over your heel. Man, you're a pro.
What can I say?
Look at that, you got that down. Okay, so now we're going to do our shoes, and I'm going to be honest with you, the shoes are a little tricky, and it will take probably several attempts to get it just right. What I'm going to do is as we do your shoes, and as we put them on, and then as we tie your shoes, I'm going to walk you through step by step by doing mine as well, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is let's go ahead and let's just put the right leg, let's go ahead and put your right foot in, because that's the one that you can move around, so go ahead and put it on like you would normally. Good, now with your left leg, what I want you to do is take your right arm, bring your left leg up and over your right leg so your heel is resting on your knee. Perfect. Go ahead and grab your shoe. Now what I want you to do is I want you to be able to pull your tongue just a little. You're going to take your shoe, you're going to place your toes into your shoe and try to get those toes in as far as you can by manipulating your shoe. Perfect. Go ahead and grab your leg, take it back down. The weight of your leg will actually help and make this easier as you put your shoe on. Your fingers in the back of the shoe. And if you need to, you can push down on your leg. Push down on with this. There you go. You did it. So now, let's tie your shoe. Are you ready for this one? Let me untie my shoe. So we're going to do the one-handed technique, and I'm going to do it right along with you. Now, can we see the shoe tying, or do we need to bring the camera closer in? We're good? Okay. So everything is with your unaffected arm. You're going to take that right arm. With your shoelaces, I want you to go ahead and make you crisscross so that you're making that V.
You mean X?
I mean, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's already been a busy morning.
Good though.
Goodness. Okay, so we're making the X. You're going to take your right lace. You're going to take that lace and you're going to actually push it underneath that left lace so that you're just kind of creating that knot like you would when you're normally tying your shoe. Okay, so this is one part. This is going to make it a little easier. I want you to take that right shoelace and just kind of stretch it out. You're going to take your right foot and you're just going to put it on top of that lace. Take that left lace and you're going to pull your left lace. Now if it doesn't feel tight enough, you can also pull on that right lace a little bit and just retuck it underneath your right shoe.
Oh, it feels pretty tight.
It feels good? Okay. So we're not going to worry about our right lace right now. We're going to focus on our left. And I'm going to show you and explain before you do it, so that maybe you'll be able to understand, because it is a little more tricky. So with my right hand, I'm going to take and make a loop with that left lace. Okay, so here's my loop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over. So I'm crossing over and I'm tucking it underneath that string or that lace that's sitting underneath my shoe. When I've done that, you see it's created a little bit of a space here.
Mm-hmm.
So that loop, I'm going to take that loop and I'm going to push that loop through that space. Okay, so I'm holding onto the loop, and all I'm doing is just using my 3 fingers and a pincher grasp, and I'm pulling it through. And what it does is it creates a knot. Okay, so I'm going to do it along with you. So go ahead and grab that left lace. I want you to make a loop like the bunny ears back in the days. We're going to take it up and over, tuck it underneath that right lace. Just kind of let that loop sit there for a moment. You can move the end piece if you need to, drop it down to the right. Now remember, you have that loop. Oh, look it, and yours is perfect. That's great. Take your loop and push it through that open space. Go right through it, and as you go through it, grab that loop and pull it to your left. I'm sorry.
Oh, I gotta redo it.
Okay, no problem. So make your loop over to the right under the string. So you're going to go over and under. Very good. Yep, it's easier to move that. Now tuck it through the loop, or that open space, I'm sorry, and pull your loop, creating that knot. There you go. And if you have to pull, loosen, tighten, whatever, it's going to feel comfortable on your foot.
That's good.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay, so now go ahead and remove that right foot. We're going to take that right lace and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a loop. Now, I want you to watch me for just a minute, because this is going to get a little trickier. I'm going to get my pants out of the way here. Okay, so I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to take this loop, and it's going to go underneath the first loop that we created. Okay, so I'm taking it, it's going under the loop. So here, okay, so here's my loop, and I'm going underneath. Okay, and I created a space. So this actually, in essence, is going to end up coming over. So I'm going to use both because I want you to be able to see. So as I took my loop and I put my loop underneath this one, you see how there's that space. Okay, mm-hmm. So by using my one hand, I have the loop. Okay, hold on to that loop, and through this space that's right here, I'm going to take that loop and I'm going to push it through. Now, before I pull it through, what I like to do is keep my index finger here on top of the knot, on that original knot. And what that does is it actually makes it easier in tying it. So I have this one, so what I do is I just use between my index finger and my ring finger, and I just kind of go back and forth, tightening it up so that I have a knot. Okay, so let me go back to that step. I have to do it like this. I can't do it otherwise. Okay, so you already had your first loop. Let me get mine. Okay, so there's my first loop. So go ahead and take that right one. Let's loop it underneath, and you're going under and over, and you're finding that space. Yep, you've got that space already. And you're going to take your loop gonna push it through. There you go. You got it. Now remember using your index, whatever fingers are easier, so that you can tighten it. Kind of pull one loop and pull the other loop.
Man, that's tight.
So let me see.
Feels good.
Very good. So that's something that you can practice, and it will take some practice to be able to get it just right, to get it tight. But overall, how do you think you did?
I feel like I did pretty good.
I think you did an excellent job. You were able to put your shirt, put your pants on. You really didn't have any trouble doing any of it. So that makes me very happy. So what I'm going to do is I plan on coming back and seeing you, and we're just going to keep working on this a few more times, maybe for the next week, because really you did an excellent job this time around. So maybe for the next week we'll focus on working on that one-handed dressing. And if you feel comfortable dressing like this, maybe we can increase it to where we start working on buttons. And we start doing the one-handed button technique.
Alrighty.
How's that sound? That sounds great?
Sounds fantastic.
Okay. Well, Riley, I am very grateful that I was able to be here and work with you today. You did an awesome job at dressing yourself. I really liked how when you were tying your shoe, you even told me, wait a minute, because you were struggling a little and you needed to start over. That's exactly what I want you to do. If at any time you're uncomfortable with something, you have a question, let's stop, let's get it answered, and let's figure things out.
Alrighty.
Okay? Well, perfect, Riley. Thank you for everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Alrighty.